remind everyone that we're going to do some audience voting. We're going to tell you exactly how you can vote once the last finalist is up on stage. Once again, the finalists are going to have 5 minutes to present and get 5 minutes of feedback from the judges. All right, without further ado, we're going to kick things off with Immordl. Scott Holmes, come on up. Good to see you again. Either mic, and there's your timer.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, judges. Thank you, everybody. I am Scott Holmes, and I am Immordl. More importantly, we want you to feel immortal. We want you to reach higher and be the best you can possibly be. So before we get started, I want to give you a little bit of background of who we are and where we came from. So Johnny Balick, who is not here, is actually one of the original founders, is an herbologist. He really grew up with herbology and ancient botanicals, and it was a passion of his. We affectionately call him the burner. And if you don't know what that is, it's okay, but it's probably not what you think it is. So we brought on later another partner, co-founder, Jordan Kadusham. Jordan, we call the muscle. Jordan is the guy that gets it done. He's our special ops. And he really is. He's got an amazing experience in the background of beverage and building out lines and all the co-packing and all the things that go along with that. And we need that because it's a special product. And there's one more person I want to mention, because if you heard his strategy yesterday, his speech, it was about Jim Tonkin, who was one of our advisors. He actually spoke about an inch wide and a mile deep. Now, I know he was talking about distribution and category strategies and the business side of it, but he had no idea what he was getting into, because this brand is a mile deep. Everything from the 7 letters of Immordl, really representing the 7 chakras, to the sacred geometry, the code of the universe. This is the Vesica Pisces up here on the top is actually where an atom first forms and splits, and they talk about that being really the center of the universe. It is a special brand, and it requires special ingredients, super herbs, and super foods. We're here on the uncommon journey to develop powerful, ancient botanicals for spiritual and physical harmony. This is it's a task. There's a lot of ingredients in here, super herbs and super foods, that require a bit of education. So what we've done, and this is my job as a CEO, I actually call myself the Chief Experience Officer, which is, what is the experience that we create around this brand? Well, we started in music festivals. We actually started on tap. And Further Future, this is an actual picture from Further Future, where in the morning, and when you're doing your yoga, we are actually serving Immordl to just wake people up in the morning. And at night, it's music festivals, so we had a number of people coming in during the late part of the day and into the evening because they wanted to dance all night. So this is first of its kind, protein coffee, super extraction, sourced 100% whole foods. Now, again, with a name like Immordl, we have a hero code. So it is in a glass bottle. It's a brown amber glass, 11 ounce. It's 10 ounces of liquid, and it has an ounce of nitrogen dose. It is 100% organic, wild harvested, triple distilled Arabica coffee. This is what makes us really unique. It is low to no acidity. It is infused with a protein, chia protein, and it gives it that extended, steady release. And wild harvested rhodiola, as I mentioned yesterday, rhodiola rosea, is actually a root. It's an adaptogen. It's an adaptogenic herb, and it was used by the Vikings before they went into battle. It's a little fun tidbit about that. And we haven't even begun to launch the RTD. We're focused on the Immordl Energy, as I just mentioned. But because we've been in festivals for the last 6 months, we already have almost 10,000 followers on Instagram. Our history and around the ancient botanicals, even though we've only been around for less than a year now, We have been in Lightning in a Bottle, Further Future, Wonderlust, a number of others, different festivals, and here we have it serving on tap right here. This is some of the festivals we've been on. Some of our audience and ambassadors actually were able to see, they like to take pictures in front of the wings, and it's pretty amazing. So, but before I run out of time here, we are actually going into, we're in Erewhon, juice bars. We're meeting with Whole Foods, talking about 2017. They love the product. And more than anything, I want everyone here just to know and feel, reach higher, be immortal.
All right, nicely done. You can come a little bit closer. Scott talked, or had a great brand story, talked quite a bit about that. Does it come through in the packaging, do you think, Kim?
Absolutely. I mean, I think you've got a treasure of things that you can kind of talk to about this brand, and so I think the packaging is beautiful, is elegant. I think for me, it's just going to be a function of what's most important and compelling as you think about the overall concept of being this spiritual and physical elixir, if you will. And so I would just say, because you've got so many kind of ways in to invite consumers to the brand, it's really understanding what's that kind of compelling proposition that you can tap into. But it's a beautiful package. I don't think anyone could discount that. So well done.
Yeah, John, you're nodding your head. What did you see from Scott's presentation today that you may not have seen yesterday?
I think it just seems really complicated, I guess. I really like the taste of it and the look of the brand. I think it is sort of like intriguing and different. But I think it, just looking at the front of the bottle and hearing all the, stuff that you were saying, I just wish it were a little simpler. Some of the stuff, like even the word supplement on the front of it, seems a little scary. But I want to drink more of it. So I think, there's definitely something there, just kind of how you package and describe it more than anything.
Can I respond? Because, and thank you, and I appreciate that. And actually, there is a point where we have to be categorized as a supplement right now because rhodiola is not GRAS approved.
Sure.
But you're right. And then our new labeling that's coming out, it's just it's as simple as what the image said. It's super coffee. And so we have a super coffee elixir.
Got it.
Cool.
Okay, Nicole, what are your thoughts on Immordl?
First I'll start off with the packaging is absolutely, beautiful. I would think a wine would come in there or something. It's beautiful packaging. The branding is incredibly aspirational, and I think it's trying to hit a lot of different notes, and I agree with everyone else up here that I do think the message needs to be, for an initial launch, simplified, because a consumer walking by the shelf doesn't get the benefit of hearing your whole story. And when I look at the Instagram, I don't know if it's Instagram, but the images that came across, I almost looked like it could have been a Netflix news show, not a beverage, where we're used to seeing someone holding the beverage doing different activities. So I think it's almost ahead of its time on the branding. I would dial it back a little bit and really focus on what that one message is.
Thank you.
Yeah, Ken, I saw you looking at the bottle pretty hard, and you're kind of going back and forth. What were you looking for, and what do you think of the brand and the taste of this product?
Well, I think the taste is really good, but what I was looking for from the label and the entire package, and maybe from the presentation, was answers to the questions like, what is the price point? What's the shelf life? Is that a painted-on label?
It is not painted. It's printed. And the shelf life is 90 days. We just had our certification testing for that. The price point will be $7.99.
And
it's 2 servings.
And it's ambient, or it's got to be chilled?
It's refrigerated, chilled.
Okay, Greg, final thoughts.
I was like, I love this thing, and then he gave me the price point. I was like, this has to be one of the best beverages I've ever tried. I would drink this all day long. There is one thing though. It's 180 calories for 5 ounces, and there's 2 servings in here. So that's, what is that? 360.
It's a Big Mac in a bottle.
So that's I think that's a lot of calories in one bottle for people. But it tastes amazing. I think the other thing, if this on the shelf, I think it would get a lot of trial. I think when you call it Immordl, you're setting the bar really, really high. What is going to make me feel Immordl? I don't think that's at all being communicated on the package enough. Like, you want to see things like dolphin's tears or something that is totally revolutionary that I've never even heard of. Not something so, lame, but something that's a little bit more special, some new ingredient out there. I feel otherwise, otherwise it's hard to command that price point at $7.99, I think. People think they're just paying for a nice bottle.
All right, great feedback.
Not dolphins.
One of the best tasting things Greg ever tasted. So that means a lot, I'm sure.